Welcome, everyone, to the Puff Drink Talk podcast, where today we are smoking on the Drew Estate Tabak Especial. This here is a Corona-sized Ecuadorian Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, Nicaraguan of origin, and this is the Dulce, a silky shade-grown Connecticut wrapper. They have two variations of the Tabac Especial. They have the Dulce and the Negra. The Negra is a dark broadleaf Maduro wrapped cigar, but this is the Dulce. What's special about these are coffee-infused cigars, which is absolutely perfect for a Sunday morning like right now, where we're just having a great conversation, sipping on some nice hot cup of joe and smoking this cigar. I'll get into it first. It is a flavored tip, so if that's something that you're not into, this might not be the cigar for you, but it is a very creamy espresso latte flavored tip. The cigar smoke is very light, so it goes down really smooth. It's a very user, or I would say beginner friendly cigar. Very beginner friendly cigar. A great morning cigar. First thing in the morning, if you just want to have a sweet cigar to smoke on, to sip a cup of coffee with, start your day, this is a great cigar to do that with. So that's my opinion.
Okay, I'm getting a lot of wood on the retrohale. So, and I get it's creamy. I do get like that milky creaminess on the cigar. The coffee, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm getting coffee from the coffee I'm drinking or from the cigar. And then you said it's coffee infused. It's like, okay, so that's probably why. But it was just like, because I don't know where it's coming from. But it has that woodsy and a hint of a bitter taste to it.
Like
I'm going to do a retrohale to see what I get now. I get like a wood with sugar on the retrohale, so I think it's because it's infused. So I get that whiff of sugar coming through my nose. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And then I'm not really a flavored cigar guy, but I'm enjoying this. I kind of like this one. Feels really good. George, you have anything?
This is quite different from the profile we usually smoke. Right, this is way creamier. You feel it like in the mouth. It's creamier, like definitely right away.
Yeah.
The first thing I would say, it's just that it goes really well with the coffee. Really well with the coffee, because you see, it's like I'm drinking the coffee, black coffee here with this milky, taste. I would say that this is how I would remind me going to Gramado. If you guys know what Gramado is, it's like going to Gramado in the winter, and then you get this hot chocolate, mocha, I would say. This is like the memory I would have it with this cigar, like in the morning, chilling in Gramado. This is the image I have it. If that's for you, I would say smoke this cigar, have more of this cigar in your humidor, because you're going to have this memory of Gramado, which is in the mountains, it's cold. For Gaúchos, it's kind of cold, so they would have this feeling.
This is better than the cigar that I smoked yesterday. Yesterday, I smoked like a Maduro cigar. It was like a custom cigar for a company. And it was a good cigar, but this one is much better.
It's light tobacco. You won't feel it, the rush, sometimes this high that other cigars will give it to you. Yeah. So it's just light.
What I was going to, and I apologize for interrupting, but I was going to say is it's a nice balance to have like a bitter dark coffee, and then to smoke on this where it's the creamy milk flavored frothy, cigar, where you're getting kind of that balance. It's a weird dance that your mouth is playing, where you have the bitterness of the coffee and then you take a puff of the cigar and you get kind of like a sugar creamy milk flavor. It's really interesting.
I risk to say that somehow we are enjoying more of the cigars on Sunday mornings than we did it on Wednesday evenings. That's my.
I agree.
This is my just my my optics on this. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I always
because you're
I
tired, like drinking with alcohol. I don't know. I understand the appeal, but with the coffee, so much better.
I always
Yeah.
like thought that smoking a cigar in the morning is better. I only smoke in the evenings when we have the podcast, or when you go to somebody's house on a birthday party or something like that.
Doing a barbecue.
Yeah, or the barbecue, and then yes. But normally in the morning is always the best. I even bought some tobacco for pipe because like, hey, in the morning I'm just gonna light and then do like a 15-minute smoke, like just a tiny little bit of like a small bowl,
Yeah.
and smoke just like 15 minutes to start the day, and I don't do that every day, so
Yeah.
it's in the morning is actually much nicer.
Well, stay tuned for the rest of this. This is a fast-burning cigar, so probably the next time that you see us for part 2 of the final review of this, we'll be done with the cigar. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, for the cigar review of the Drew Estate Tabak Especial, the Dulce one that we are smoking here. Again, like I said before in part 1, this is a fast-burning cigar. This is a very fast-burning cigar. I'm on the final third. I know Hilton is outpacing everyone. George is a close second or third to me. So, and normally George is burning his fingers right now. He smokes so fast, but he's taking his time. He's been listening and participating in this phenomenal conversation with our fantastic guest, Sean. So let's get into this. Flavor-wise, this has been one of the most consistent flavored cigars, which is very surprising for a Connecticut, because normally Connecticut's at the very end, halfway through to the beginning of the third, starts becoming a bitter cigar, and that's notorious with the Connecticut. They're just lighter tobacco leaves, they're a lighter wrapper, whatever, and it just starts becoming bitter with the smoke. This is the opposite. It has been very consistent all the way through. Again, balancing the coffee flavor of us sipping this with water and coffee. That sweetness is starting to wear off from the tip, but it's not detracting from this cigar. It's very consistent and in my opinion, a great cigar. Start your Sunday morning.
For the retrohalers out there, halfway through to about where I am right now, kind of halfway through the final third. On the puff, it did not change. It has a little bit of a bitterness to it, like the woodsy flavor. The sweet tip is still there. But on the retrohale itself, everything kind of changed slightly to just chocolate, like hot chocolate, sweet, chocolate. Almost like, hey, you put when you have like a chocolate pounder kind of thing that you put like sugar and you add extra sugar in it and milk and then do it, and that's what I'm getting on the retrohale. Though I don't get that on the puff, and I got a really high bitter on the aftertaste on the puff itself. But on the retrohale, I'm gonna do one hour now. Yeah, it's just chocolate, but it's like very, very sweet chocolate on the retrohale. On the puff, everything's still the same. Nothing has changed much. I need to add a little bit more heat on that, and as George talks about it.
For me, a cigar is all about the experience. As I mentioned before, I like to imagine where I'm smoking it, why I would smoke it. Since I only smoke once a week, maybe twice, so I want it to be special. So having that experience with good coffee in the morning makes it. I feel that the whole experience is consistent. So far I didn't have to relight it, and I haven't. I spent like 2 or 3 minutes without smoking, and the cigar was there. So physically, the experience is good. I like the taste. It's not anything like memorable, but it's I can trust it. I can trust the cigar. I would say, man, just put it 2 or 3 there. If you feel like some smoke, the tip, as you mentioned, the tip it's consistently there. It's still like after 1 hour, it's still there. So if you like it, a cigar that's If your coffee is too bitter, just compensate that with your cigar, and it would still be a good experience. That's what I would say about the cigar.
Yeah.
It's honest.
Yeah, after I added a little bit more heat because it wasn't out, but it was kind of low on the heat. Yeah, the retrohale is just like sweet chocolate, and on the puff it has the same kind of creamy, but it's slightly bitter on the retrohale, on the puff. Sorry. So let's go with the scores over here.
Well, I'm going to give mine a score, and I know we've talked about ranking Connecticut cigars differently compared to Maduros and other cigars. But this one, honestly, is one of my favorite Connecticut's. I'm going to give it a 93.
89 for me.
87 for me.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
100.
Yeah, yeah. So wait, George, why did you choose the small? The short one, the lower number. Like doesn't make any sense.
It's a good cigar.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
cigar.
It
And
is.
like
It is.
like I was saying, for like a beginner, someone who doesn't smoke, I feel like they would like this.
It's like, hey, what cigar should I smoke? This one.
Yeah.
If you
And
never smoked a cigar before, try this one because it's gonna get the person introduced to cigar smoking with a little bit of sweetness to it.
And I know exactly what George was going to ask. Price point.
Yeah, price point. It shouldn't affect, but it does.
It does.
And just
$8.
Yeah, $8. So it's
$8
cheap.
stick,
Yeah.
It's a cheap cigar.
And there's one more thing. Cigars like this usually you've got this chemical aftertaste after that. So far, I haven't felt that. So probably I don't know. I think you should see what would happen in the last third, because then if it starts doing that, you know that you should stop at 2/3 and enjoy everything like 2/3 really well, instead of having this bad memory that you have this chemical in your mind, in your taste.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely starting the final third. I know Hilton's halfway through his
no
final third.
chemical.
Nothing. It's
No.
pretty good.
Off flavor.
Consistent.
That's good.
Yeah.
So
Nothing
it's
bad
more.
about this cigar.
So
Honestly-
it's $8, which you can smoke the last third.
Yes.
You gotta understand that.
Yes, it's a good
Sometimes
hour
it's-
cigar.
exactly.
And for a Connecticut, that's why I gave it a higher score, because Connecticut-wise, like I said, I love my Connecticut's. I'm a Connecticut fan, and I know that's not your guys' flavor
Well,
profile,
to me,
but
89 because it's not complex.
Right.
It's smooth, not complex at all. So I like the complexity of the boldness of a cigar. This one is not bold at all.
right.
So
For $8.
but it's awesome. It's pretty good.
If you just want a good smoke, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us on this cigar review of the Drew Estate Tabak Especial. Go get yourself a stick. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Leave it in the humidor. Special occasions, people come over. Hey, go fucking smoke this cigar.
And if you like the content, please like.
Comment.
And subscribe.
Thank you.
Thank you.